Bubble Cocktails. Our group is composed by Juan Camilo Camacho, Gregorio Cruz, Alejandra Barrera, David Ramos, and me, Sebastián Luna. This project will be based on the creation of an innovative enterprise of cocktails. As main product, we will offer 3 types of the most famous cocktails with added value. It is tapioca pearls, flavored spheres that explode flavor in your mouth, mainly used to make tea. Our main attraction will be the combination of liquor with this type of pearls. It will be a new experience never seen before. We also plan to provide service at home. As a reference, we consider different enterprises and bars such as Black Seven, Mixed Fusion, Manhattan, Chamois, Yumi Yumi, among others. We analyze their time in the market, the description of their products, the value of their products, and sales volume. In addition, a survey was carried out in order to do a research about the preferences of our potential customers. On the other hand, different criteria were considered to select the best suppliers, which were environmental responsibility, quality, cost, lead time and warranties, and claim policies.
For the market analysis, we decided to do 2 things. The first one was to analyze our competitors in the industry, and the second one was to understand the consumer behavior in the cocktail market. The analysis of the competitors had the purpose of knowing the direct competitors of our company. For that, we decided to search in the social media, Instagram, where most of the ventures are promoting their products, and search for ventures with similar products as ours. From Instagram, we analyzed 6 ventures, which were Black Seven, Mixed Fusion, Manhattan, Kaboom, Yumi Yumi, and Orient Drinks. In these companies, we contact the owners so they could provide us information about their years active in the market, their performance, and sales. Also, we took into account the engagement factor viewing their activity in Instagram, their likes, and publicity. We also analyzed a popular local of cocktails which is called Chamois. In this case, one of our members visited the local seeking for sales, demand, and more information that help us to complete our benchmarking. We had the objective to analyze each company's years in the market, sales volume, sales price, so we could perform a competitive advantage, taking into account the information given by the ventures and popular local in the benchmarking, and in the future perform even better than our competitors and stand out in the cocktail market. On the other hand, the second part was a survey with the purpose of knowing the consumer behavior in the cocktail market. There were made 6 questions for that purpose. The first question was, what day or days of the week do you prefer to buy a cocktail? The second question was, which of these types of meetings will you prefer to order a cocktail? The third question was, in what type of presentation will you prefer to order a cocktail? The fourth question was, which of these cocktails do you prefer? The fifth question was, would you rather order from a store that handles biodegradable packaging than one that's not? And the last question was, what an important characteristic for you will be to consider when deciding between one store and another, leaving aside the price and packaging in a product such as an alcoholic cocktail. These questions were essential for us to analyze the consumer behavior in the industry and also give us some ideas about the tendency the market has, such as the most active days in the industry, which will be Friday and Saturday, the preferences of the certain cocktails, and also the place or meeting where the consumer buy the cocktails often.
The procurement activities are hugely important in any company. It basically allows us to optimize cost management and to know what we are going to have on the next periods. Basically, it allows us to prepare better for the market conditions. So in order to gather information to accurately do this, we decided to take 2 approaches. The first one was the consumer insights that we saw before with the surveys, and the second one, the one in here, is the benchmarking. We decided to understand the market by firstly knowing who are our main competitors, who serve the same products that we are going to serve. So yeah, we found out that we have 7 main competitors, which are these ones. We needed to estimate their sales volume in some cases to understand how the demand works and how is the market behavior in terms of consumers. In order to do so, we took advantage of 2 things. The first one was the engagement factor of the social media, and the second one was primary sources that we asked them specifically about their sales and about their sales volume they manage every single month. We decided to have a better understanding of the market by forecasting the next periods for each one of our competitors. To forecast this sales volume, we start by graphing the dataset that we have in order to determine the best method that we should implement to obtain this data. As we can see in this graph, we find out that it had a linear regression tendency. It had a linear tendency, the right method for us will be the linear regression method. That's what we did. We forecasted the next sales volume for the month of June 2021 by using the linear regression method. It also was the one that had the least mean the absolute deviation, the least MAT value. We can say it is a pretty accurate measure of all forecast methods for this case. And finally, we decided to have an average value of all of our competitors in order to determine our own sales level. This sales level will operate as a maximum because, let's be honest, it's kind of high. So also the bars and the companies in the cocktail industry usually tend to have maximums and minimums regarding to the sales level, because each single day varies this behavior. We are going to operate with this value as our maximum, and in order to determine the minimum, we are going to give a different approach that is going to be the whole winters.
Based on what was seen in class, we used this method because after using the engagement factor in these companies, along with the information provided by the surveys, we realized that cycles were seen and that there are days of the week in which much more is sold than in others. Therefore, the whole winter's method was the most indicated to forecast. In addition to starting with an earned price, which is subject to having few sales at the beginning of later capital, these data are much more valuable than a monthly forecast, because knowing the demand for days, we can prepare and have fewer errors to preparing a monthly production. In this way, we will not buy more materials and we could have less cost and more profits. In addition to giving us a minor error and total monthly amount of 704 units.
And finally, the last point, in which I will talk a little about our suppliers and the products that we need to make our cocktails. To make our cocktails, Margarita, Tom Collins, and Cuba Libre, we had to select our suppliers. We considered 37, of which only 8 were chosen to supply our 10 items, which are divided between ingredients such as the drink, the soda, fruits, tapioca pearls, and the sugar. Also, the manufacturing products, in which are the machine and the cocktail kit, and finally, the basic manufacturing materials, in which are all those that have to do with the packaging and presentation of our cocktails. In addition, we took into account certain things to select the supplier, such as environmental responsibility, warranties and claim policies, lead time, cost, and quality. And those who were finally chosen are Nacional de Licores, Frutas y Verduras V&B, Gaseosas Lux, Alcalá Café, Bar, Carulla, Bartending Colombia, Carvajal, and Home Center, because they fulfill all our requirements already mentioned, and they are the ones that best fit the needs of our company.
Finally, after having chosen the best suppliers and selecting the most accurate forecast, which was the whole winters divided into weeks, we conclude that due to the fact that it is a business in creation and subject to so many external variations, the total cost in ingredients and packaging will be 1,694,580, prepared to meet a demand of 176 units divided into 17.1 Tom Collins, 25.7 Cuba Libre, and 57.1 Margarita, adding the one cost of 689,000 for a selling machine and 124,000 for a cocktail kit, giving a total of 2,507,580 pesos.